So we send it away to China, they make it into carpet, and we buy it back afterwards. But just down, looking out to your right side again, you got a nice view out over the Hinura Valley. So you've got green rolling hills, some scattered tree lines, and just off in the distance there you have the Kaimai mountain ranges. And this was all part of the charm for Peter Jackson. This is what he thought the Shire should look like after he'd finished with reading the books. Now, it was originally Peter Jackson's wife that sent them out looking around this location. She'd grown up around here as a teenager, remembered the green hills, and suggested this as somewhere to film the movie. But the Alexander's unexpected journey started back in 1998, so 20 years after they bought the farm. A location scout was spotted up on the road with a pair of binoculars, making sure you couldn't see the back of the farm from the road. Now, Ian did see the scout, but he didn't think anything of it until an aircraft went flying over, which he thought was a little bit unusual, but didn't panic. And then later on that Saturday afternoon, he got a knock on the door. Now, we know it was a Saturday, because like any other good Kiwi bloke, Ian was busy watching a game of rugby. Thankfully it was half time, so Ian got up and answered the door, and the location scout explained himself, said he wanted to take a closer look at the farm, and could Ian please take him down. Ian was much more interested in his game, so he said, look mate, you can come in and watch the second half, or go down alone, just close the gates and don't mix up my sheep. And that's what happened. So Ian went back to his game, and the scout came looking. Now, after the scout disappeared, Ian didn't think anything of it until 6 weeks later, when he got a phone call from the scout and who said he wanted to bring some more people here. Now, the extra people turned out to be Peter Jackson, the director, one of the producers, and a couple of representatives from New Line Cinemas, along with Dan Henner, the head of the art department, John Howe and Alan Lee, two of the concept artists. They came and spent the day down here, taking photos, sketching out where you could put hobbit holes into, and decided we had everything they needed to film for Hobbiton. So they cancelled the 12 other locations they already had selected and just built the entire village here. Now, the first group of people to move in after all the negotiations were done was the New Zealand Army, and they came in and built the road that we are travelling on, and also starred as orcs in the movies. But just as we come up this bit of the rise, look out to the right hand side and you'll start to get your first glimpses of the movie set. So what you're going to see very shortly coming into view, you have the large beer barrel wagon, the back of the thatched roof mill house, which is currently under a bit of construction work, the double-arched stone bridge, which I'll be walking you across later on as we head over to the Green Dragon Inn. The Green Dragon is still fairly new to us here. It's only been open since December of 2012, but it's a complete building, and it's where you guys will get to experience some Hobbit hospitality as well as trying some of our Hobbiton beer. And just as we come past the trees here, look out to the right and you'll get a chance to see the front of the Green Dragon. So now, gone. And just as we come up this bit of the rise, it's not the most picturesque view that you're going to get today, but just out to the right hand side we have a collection of workshops and a car park down here as well. Now, it doesn't look like much these days, but back during filming this was a very important area known as the technical car park. So it's where we kept all the cameras, lights, leads, microphones. It's where the first Hobbit holes were constructed before being carried down onto the set by hand. We now call it Dusty Haven, and it's home to our gardening and our maintenance crews. And just out on the left hand side there's a strip of new pasture down here. Back during filming this was affectionately known as Animal Kingdom. So when the animals weren't needed on set, this is where they were kept in various enclosures. We had around 29 different species, so everything from big Clydesdale horses, pigs, sheep, mice, ducks, chickens, some goats, some stoats, some weasels, and cats and dogs as well. And we even had an eagle from the United States. And again, over on the left, there's a flat area down here. It was once a hill, which they flattened out to make way for base camp. Now, all outdoor film locations will have a base camp. It's where you go first thing in the morning to get your costume, hair and makeup done up. It's where the main actors and actresses have their air-conditioned trailers, but most importantly to anyone who worked on the films, it's where the big food marquee was. So that's where they all got fed. Now, they were very well taken care of, little hobbits. They got 2 courses for breakfast, 2 courses for lunch, and a 3-course meal for dinner, with gourmet gourmet snacks in between, and everything was kept up to a 4-star restaurant quality. So if you've seen the films, you'll notice there is no such thing as a skinny hobbit. And just as we come around the corner here, if you look out to the left-hand side, you'll get a nice overview of the Alexander's farm. Again, you've got the scattered trees and the hills, pretty much as far as the eye can see. If there's a little white dot, yes, it's a sheep, and yes, it's part of the Alexander's farm. If it's a big black dot, no, it's a cow, but it's still part of the Alexander's property. Now we're going to be approaching the drop-off point now, guys, so when we jump off the bus, if you want to take with you things that you want on the set, so your cameras and that kind of thing, you're not going to be getting back on the bus until we're finished with lunch as well, so take your things that you want with you, and I've just got a couple of things to go through before we head into the set, okay?
Pause 我们贵宾哦，它里面有200几架啦，所以足大的吼。伊遮呢，1998年啊，因为当时要拍这个片啊，所以呢，伊这个 Peter Jackson 呢，伊家己吼，伫这纽西兰伫遮咧找这个所在啊，就怎啊飞讲哦，就这地遮水吼，足原始的所在。咱行路啦，吼，咱行路还没过一个吼，看一个场景吼。